coming out here after 30 years, yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. This is chaos, man. This is prison. So, man, the dude is ducking and bobbing, and then that was it, man. He went and told it. He went and told it. Even though he was doing wrong, he went and told that he was being assaulted in the block. Dudes had to slide open, was throwing stuff at him. He didn't tell what he was moving. He just told that part. Man, when he told that part, that's just like starting a war. Cause them officers, man, you already said they came in there so deep, man. I'm talking about. Next thing you know, the pod was flooded with 10, 15, 20 officers, and they like going from door to door, talking about who was throwing up, what slots was open. They talking about, look at this, who slot was open. They asked the lady in the booth. This was before they had all these cameras. This is another thing. I'll tell a story again later on down the line about these cameras. Before and after, it changed the culture of the prison. It saved lives in the prison, you know. So yeah, so man, they coming there, they going from door to door, and they was this one of them, this one of them. They trying to pick people out because now they want to come in there and hog tie you, man. They want to come in there literally and strip you naked and shackle you and handcuff you to a steel bunk for either 24, 48, or 72 hours, man, which is just pure dehumanizing, humiliating. It's just something that they try to do to strip you of your dignity, you know. And when they come in there to do that, they want to rough you up as well. You know, that's part of their agenda as well. So it was just crazy. It was chaos, man. So like I say, some dudes was already intoxicated. Plus, dudes is already in segregation. When you pin anybody in the corner, you know, that's when they come out swinging and fight. Dudes is like, man, we ain't scared. Come on with it. You know, hey, F y'all. Well, hey, if you mess with him, you gonna have to come get me too. Oh, you go in this cell, you gonna have to come in mine. So it started the whole thing there. So they like, oh yeah. So boom, man, supervisor leave. He go call whatever code he wanna call, and man, next thing you know, man, all of the officers leave up out of there. So they leave up out of there. So normally that's a sign that they get ready to go suit up, you know, put their little riot gear on, and they get ready to come back and they get ready to wreak havoc. So being the dudes already know that and they know what people is getting ready to do, dudes start getting ready too. Dudes start, man, lighting toilet paper rolls on fire. This was back when we can have lighters and stuff. They light toilet paper rolls on fire, throwing them out in the block, lighting sheets on fire, sticking them out their cell. So now you got the cells on fire. Fire's going on over here, fire going on over there. We had the big laundry bucket down there where all of our laundry go in after shower day. Dudes and threw a fire bomb to the laundry cart, and the whole laundry cart is down there on fire, just blazing. Man, it was just chaos. It was crazy. So next thing you know, man, within 20, 25 minutes, man, they coming in there trying to put the fires out. They running up in there, man. They done got the riot gear on. They done went from 20 to 10, 15, 20 officers. Now they got like 60, 70 officers. They all coming in there. Then next thing you know, you heard the dogs barking. Row, row, row. They done went and got the Rockwellers. They got the dogs up in here and everything, man. They get ready to come in here and do some damage because you against the 8-ball. Everybody's in their cell by themselves. So whatever they're going to do it to one man at a time, and they're going to have about 8 to 10 dudes doing it to one man at a time. So the advantage is on them. Even though people is collectively hollering and screaming, they can't collectively fight together because they isolated, which gives the officers even more of an advantage. So, man, they start going to cells, busting doors open, running in there, roughing people up, hog tying them, you know what I'm saying, bringing them out, you know what I'm saying, putting them in the shower, some of them in the shower till they go in their cell, get their cell ready for them to bring them back in and chain them down to the bed. So, man, they done ran in 4 or 5 cells, and dudes is mad, and other dudes is screaming and hollering, and they getting bossy. You know, now they starting to talk like they King Tut. Oh, who made that noise? We coming to get you too. We coming to get you. Oh yeah, we'll come get you. So now they picking up people just for yelling. You know, they trying to pick you off for yelling or putting your mouth in the conversation. Oh, we coming because they got numbers now. So they showing off, man. And they going from cell to cell. So they getting this dude, then they get that dude, then they get this dude. And now They come down to go get Daryl right beside me. So they screaming all on him, and they tell him, you better cuff up. You better come on, cuff up, man. We coming up in there. And now the cells I told you is right beside each other. Now at this time, they screaming and yelling at him. They got about 8 to 10 officers just all stacked behind each other. Two. So they're all the way down till they actually in front of my cell too, because somebody had told them, one of the officers had said Daryl had threw something out, so they're coming to get him. So they're actually in front of my cell. And man, lo and behold, man, one of the officers he's standing in front of my cell as I'm looking out the trace slot at them, get ready to, do this brutal act that they get ready to do. So he looked over at me and he was like, boom, hit my door. He was like, get away from the window. I'm like, man, shh, man, okay. So I'm steady looking out. He said, boom, hit again. He said, get away from the window. I said, man, you get away from my window. You know what I'm saying? So he said, oh, we coming to get you too. We coming to get you too. I'm like, shh, yeah, come on with it then. Yeah, come on with it. You know what I'm saying? So now I done got in the mix. I won't try to add no parts of this, but now I done got in the mix. So man, they tell me, yeah, we coming to get him next. We coming to get him. So man, I'm like, okay. So I go to the back of the cell, man. I'm trying to scrap up. I'm trying to get ready. My adrenaline starting to flow even more now. So I'm like, man, these crazy. I ain't even do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how it go. So I'm up in there, man. I'm looking. I ain't got no weapon. I ain't got no nothing because they coming and they ain't coming to talk. So you already know if you gonna take a whipping, if I'm gonna take a whipping, I'm gonna fight anyway. You know what I'm saying? Point blank. So, and I'm definitely gonna fight if you talking about chaining me down like an animal. I'm not gonna just submit, let you, okay, yeah, go ahead, do that. Nah, you gonna have to whoop me to do that. So they come and they at Daryl, they drag, I can hear them, boom, 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 all the rumbling in there. And next thing you know, they bring Daryl out, hog tied, chained up, dragging him on his belly, nothing on at all. They done stripped him buck naked. So I'm like, oh man, they serious, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, So boom, then they come back, the dude come right back to my door. He said, yeah, you ready? You gonna cuff up? You gonna cuff up? So I'm like, man, shh, F you. So I can hear people holler too. Man, bang, don't cuff up. Don't you cuff up, man. Bang, rumbling. So I'm like, I'm feeling pressure and I'm feeling, like this one officer is the one that's pissing me off. So I'm like, my pride got in the way. Now, I wanted to avoid the drama, but I didn't want to, and I definitely ain't want to mess around and catch no assault on officer, because that's, even if you fight back, that's the only thing they'll do, give you an assault charge. Which turns into a street charge, which turns into more time. At the time, I got so much time, it doesn't matter. But it's just the whole process that you got to go through. And I was trying to avoid all of that. So, man, but my pride was in the way. He yelling at me. The other people yelling, telling me don't cuff up. And I'm looking at everybody else that went out the other way. It's like if I turn around and cuff up, I'm like a sucker. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't doing nothing. And, man, he just sitting there talking to me. I'm telling him, nah. I'm telling him, nah. At this point already, they already know that, I will rumble. They know that, and they know I go to the extent. So they're a little leery with me. So they steady talking. So the sergeant said, who is that in there? Who is that? He looked and see it was me. He said, hey, is you gonna cuff up? Is you gonna cuff up? I'm like, nah, I ain't cuffing up. No, I ain't doing nothing. He was like, bring the dog up here. Bring the dog up here. Man. If they could have read my mind, boy, my mind would say, okay, hold up. But my pride was saying, bring him, bring the dog. I don't care, bring him in, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill the dog, you put him in here. So this is what I'm saying, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I ain't want no parts of this big old dog, man. So they get up there, man, to my door, and they said, this your last time we ask you, is you gonna cuff up or what? I'm like, nah, I ain't cuffing up. So they like, crack the door. So they hit the door like this, like this. I'm telling you, we gonna open the door, we gonna let them in. So when they try to open the door, the dog is like this at the door. And they open, I'm like, oh my goodness. So I went and grabbed my pillow, and I took my pillow and I put my hand through the pillowcase, and I'm holding on to the pillow like this, and I'm like, come on with it. Man, they bust that door open and let that dog in there, man. That dog came in there and just jumped straight from my face. So when he jumped from my face, I just put my arm up and he grabbed the jump and started grabbing, and I slung him down on the ground. Boom! And I get on top of him, and he's trying to bite me. I grab him around the neck, and I'm holding his neck. I'm squeezing his neck. But his face can't bite me, but it's right beside me. He's trying to get me, and I'm just squeezing him and holding him like that. Man, lo and behold, I do this, and they crack the door open and run in there on me while I'm tussling with the dog. Man, they start hitting me with the stick, grabbing me, twisting my ankle, man, punching on me and stuff, telling me something, let the dog go, let the dog. I'm like, let me go, get the dog, grab the dog. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to grab the dog, because if I let the dog gonna bite me, and he close to my face. So I wanted to let the dog go, but I wanted them to grab the dog. I'm like, grab the dog, I let it go. They holler, let the dog. I'm like, grab the dog, grab the dog. So they grab the dog, they pull the dog away, man. Then they started hitting me, kicking me, macing me, all this stuff, you know, roll me over, put the handcuffs all on me and everything, man, and shocking me down, you know, put me up on the bed, man. I'm up there, I'm trying to tell y'all now, I'm blood mad, man. I want some blood now. I'm furious, you know what I'm saying? So they tell me, we try to tell you. I said, man, I don't want to talk about nothing, man. I don't want to talk about nothing. Just leave it alone. I don't want to talk about anything, you know what I'm saying? So they ended up chaining me down. I was chained down for like 3 days, man. They come in there to feed me. You know, they come in there and let you use the bathroom. They come about 6 deep. They get you up. They got the little rag gear on. They watch you while you use the bathroom, man. It's just so dehumanizing. It's crazy. You know, they bring the food in for you. They don't even unchain you when they bring the food in for you. They let one arm go so you can sit up and eat your food. They chain you back down, you know. And as long as they can leave you on that back then anyway with 72 hours, they have since deemed that this is unconstitutional. You see what I'm saying? So the things that they was doing to us was not only dehumanizing, it was unconstitutional. But they got away with it, and they got away with it for a long time, man. But that was one night in Seg, man, that I never forget, man. It was like one of my first big experiences with dealing with the Riot crew and how they gonna come at you and you know that you're gonna have to fight them, and they gonna try to hurt you. I ain't getting nothing but knots and bumps and bruises, nothing major. I ain't getting nothing done to my face. If I got something done to my face, it's been a whole different story, you know. But I still was angry, man. I still was mad at them, and I still was seeking revenge on them. I tried to look at their faces. They had the little hoodies on, the little jumps with your eyes and your mouth out. Then they got the hard hat on. They be trying, but you be around so much, you might know their voices or know who they are. But man, I wanted every one of them. I swear to God, I did. I wanted every one of them, man. But man, yeah, that was early in my bit too, man. I don't think I was down. I hadn't even been down. I hadn't even been down a decade. I don't think, you know. I hadn't even been down a decade, maybe around 7, 8, 9 years, something like that, 7 to 8 years. But it was just a crazy experience and say it was something that I learned, something that I grew from, something that I knew what to be prepared for the next time if it ever happened. But it was just crazy, man. Dudes just go through those type of things then and shake it off and just keep it pushing. You know, it's like out here that would be a major thing to somebody, but you know, you have to shake that off and keep on going because you still got to do this time. You still got to do this time. You still got to be here. It ain't nothing you can do. They ain't going to let you go. You can't call nobody and say, oh, they beat me up or they did. They don't care and they don't nobody else care. You know what I'm saying? They're going to cover it up. They're going to say they did what they had to do. There was no cameras back then. They did what they wanted to do and how they wanted to do it. You just had to feel lucky that you came out of there with all your teeth, you know, your eyes still intact. You know, you ain't had to go to the hospital. If you came out of it like that, you figured that you know, you won. You came out on the better end because there was a lot of dudes that came out on the other end. You know, they knocked teeth out, broke arms, broke ribs, punctured lungs, all in the name of saying that they was doing their job. You know, so yeah, man, that's just one night. I just wanted to share that with y'all because I just had to share it with somebody else, just reminiscing. But it was a crazy night, man, and it was a night to introduce me to, like I say, the Riot mob and how they coming at you and what they trying to do to you, man. So that's a lesson for you young fellas out there now, man. This in these streets, man, these beautiful streets with this beautiful freedom. These is the type of things that you're gonna be facing in prison, man. These is the type of incidents. This is the type of mental warfare you're gonna be going up against, as well as physical warfare, as well as emotional warfare. You could have personal things going on in your personal life, and this can jump off, and they don't care nothing about it, nothing whatsoever. It ain't gonna stop what's going on in there. What's going on the outside that's affecting you is not gonna stop anything that's going on the infrastructure of that prison, because they can care less of what's going on in your personal life, what's going on in your family life. They don't give a hoot, man. So while you out here, man, understand that. Take advantage of that, man. Take advantage of your freedom, man. Take advantage of your opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Find you something that you can do that's going to keep you out here, even if it's hard, even if it's rough, even if it's strenuous, it's still going to be better than what you're going to go through inside there. That's one day and one incident. One day and one incident. I did 12,045 plus days with unlimited amount of incidents. So just keep that in mind, man, while you out here in this freedom, man. Enjoy, appreciate it, respect it. Team Banky Pound, stand up, man. This is a short story, man. It turned into a long story. Y'all know I'm long-winded. You know, talk to me, I talk back. But I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. We at 40K. We getting ready to go higher. You know, hit this like button when you see this video. Subscribe. Tell somebody else to come subscribe. Bring in some friends in here, man. Let's make this thing a big family. I love y'all, man. Be smart out there. Be safe. Make good decisions. Salute.
Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.